Okay, so in today's video, we are taking a look at the all-new Samsung Galaxy Buds FE. And like the man himself, Flossie Carter, said, the price is right with this one. But that doesn't mean that everything is great with it. Let's go ahead and talk about it. First things first, the price. The all-new Galaxy Buds FE will run you $99. But of course, as always, there are, other ways for you to go ahead and pay as little as about $65 for the Buds FE here, depending on when you decide to order it or depending on the type of combo that you get with it. I was able to get mine for about $50 simply by ordering my Samsung Galaxy Tab S9 FE. Now, with that said, make sure to use the link that I have in the description there so that you can take advantage of the most current discounts that they have available on the Buds FE here. But anyways, many of you requested that I make this video, and don't forget to hit both the like and the subscribe button there. I truly appreciate that. Now let's go ahead and jump right in, starting off with the design and the fit. The Galaxy Buds FE here sport a familiar design, right? Something that we've seen with the predecessors, even with the current Galaxy Buds that we see every day. But this one is closest to the Galaxy Buds Plus, specifically as it relates, to the wingtips and just how functional they make these earbuds. So from the get-go already, I can tell you that that is one part of the design that I absolutely love. We have a flat touchpad area on these earbuds here, and that means, no accidental touches like you might experience with other earbuds. I personally think that's a very nice addition to these. But again, the real game changer here is the wingtip. It not only makes the earbuds incredibly, secure and comfortable when they sit in your ears, but they actually sit in there even during super rigorous workouts. I actually went and played basketball with these and they didn't fall out not a single time. I'm used to playing basketball with my Galaxy Buds Live because I have small ears, and typically those are the only earbuds that will stay in. I would use my Buds Pro when I do regular workout, when I'm not moving a lot, but anytime I'm playing basketball, I actually need to have the Buds Live. Now these are going to replace that because these actually sit tighter than the Buds Live, so no more worrying about them falling out, as I mentioned, especially if you have smaller ears like myself, right? So if you have small ears like myself, you don't have to worry about these. They definitely will not fall off. On top of that, there is no ear fatigue here, right? It really just stays in there without bothering your ear, and all of this makes it really comfortable for extended use if you're going to be keeping those in your ears or keeping them in your ears for a long period of time. Now, all of this said, they do seem to be a bit more rigid than I remember the Buds Plus being. So if you are constantly adjusting and tugging in or pushing it into your ear, you might get some irritation. Just a heads up, it didn't necessarily happen to me, but just saying that if you keep playing with it, it may irritate. Now let's go ahead and move on to the case here. Now, as far as the case goes, it is boasting a glossy finish here, and it's again something that we've seen before, specifically as I mentioned earlier, the Galaxy Buds Live, those come in a glossy case, as opposed to things like the Buds Pro 2, which boast more of a matte finish like the one that I have here. But then again, overall the cases are all identical in terms of size, but these come pretty close to what you have with the Buds Lives. Also, one thing that is unfortunate is that these do not support wireless charging, but as you would imagine, it's a mid-range earpiece, right? So that is kind of expected. It does have a USB Type-C port there so that you can charge it rather quickly, and on top of that, it has great battery. It has fantastic battery. In fact, let's go ahead and jump onto battery now. Battery life is just excellent here. You get up to 6 hours of battery life with just the earpieces, right? Just the earphones themselves would last up to 6 hours with the use of ANC, but without the use, you're looking at 8.5 hours, 8.5 hours. And in the case itself, you get up to 21 hours with the use of ANC, and without the use, you're looking at up to 30 hours. That is excellent battery life, especially when it comes down to something mid-range at that price point. So quite impressive if you really think about it. And again, as I mentioned, if you need to recharge them, they charge relatively fast with this USB Type-C port here. Just toss it on the charger and you are good to go. Now again, the case, fairly simple, pretty straightforward, no buttons here, just a USB Type-C port and that glossy finish. Now in terms of connection or pairing this to your device, it is pretty straightforward, pretty seamless. Many of you know that I switched over to the Pixel 8 Pro here. This is my daily or my main device, so I went ahead and connected with my Pixel 8 Pro, and it works so seamlessly, right? You get access to the app, access to all of the settings there in a very, very seamless way. So, and I believe this is actually compatible across all platforms, including, iPhone. So if you're Android or iOS, you are good to go with these. Now let's go ahead and talk mic and sound. When it comes down to the microphone, it's actually pretty good. It does pick up the sound very, very well. Your indoor conversations will definitely come through crystal clear. However, when you're outside or if you're in an area that is pretty noisy, given that the mic picks up the sound that well, it also grabs all of the sound around you. It doesn't filter as well as what you would get from, a higher end pair of earphones, right? So if you are talking to someone and you're in a noisy area, they'll definitely be able to tell everything that's happening around you. So that's one of the downsides of that. When it comes down to the audio, listening to music also, the sound quality is actually pretty darn good, especially considering the price point. Now that said, the bass here might be pushing it a little bit for some people, right? If you are not into bass like that, you might not truly enjoy it as much because the bass is a bit strong than I like. Personally, I like to be able to distinguish the different sounds. But again, price point, mid-range, you don't really expect sound quality here to be matching what you would get from AirPod Pros or just the Buds Pros too, right? So sound quality is definitely good. There are some instruments that might not be distinguished. So I guess a very simple way to put it is that instrument separation may not be as tight as you would get from a high-end pair of earphones. But anyway, let's go ahead and talk ANC here. As far as the active noise canceling feature goes, it's actually surprisingly good. While it won't necessarily match up to an exact T with the high-end competitor, things like the AirPod Pros, like I mentioned earlier, or the Buds Pro 2, it's a very welcome addition to this mid-range here. It works pretty well, although the transparency mode could be better. Again, I talked about the mic picks up everything. So when it comes down to that transparency mode, it could use a little bit more work. Now, before we go ahead and end the video, let's go ahead and talk usability. When it comes down to pairing these, as I mentioned earlier, it's truly just a breeze, right? You just hold down the pads here and you're pretty much good to go. It will connect immediately. And just like the Samsung earbuds, you have full control over customization, toggling things in the settings like the radio buttons in the settings, switching to the type of settings that you like in the preference settings here. And on top of that, if you happen to be in the Samsung ecosystem, you should be able to connect this all. So you would enjoy that very seamless continuity that exists. So overall, it's a very nice pair of, earbuds here. And of course, it's not all sunshine and rainbows, right? There are some things missing here, but then again, we do understand that this is a mid-range pair of earbuds. You definitely find the tap to move forward, double tap, triple tap, and all that stuff, but something like the volume control on the earpiece themselves, I wish they had added that to it. And also voice detection is not here, right? So voice detection is absent on this. And you do have IPX2 water resistant rating here, so not necessarily at the same level as the other ones that we've reviewed on the channel here. And with that being said, let's go ahead and end this video here so I can give you my take. I definitely recommend the all-new Samsung Galaxy Buds FE here. Of course, this is not a blanket recommendation to everyone, but if you are looking for something mid-range, right, this definitely is high up there in terms of earbuds that I would recommend, because despite maybe missing a couple of things, it has a lot of great features, including that ANC, right? It has fantastic battery life. It is in a solid ecosystem. If you happen to have a Samsung device, it has ANC, right? So you have active noise canceling on a budget, right? It's a perfect match for those of you looking for your great ANC budget earphones. And with everything that I've covered in the video, it will all come down to what you value, in your earphones, right? It all comes down to what you're looking for and how much you're looking to pay. But I think this is a very nice mid-range, right in the middle there, that offers, great value. Certainly hoping that this is informative and that it helps your purchasing decision. Make sure, of course, to share the video if you know anyone who'll be interested. Make sure to like if you haven't done so already. Subscribe also if you have not done that just yet. I will catch you in the comment section. Let me know what any comments you have or questions. I'm going to catch you in the comment section. I'm also going to catch you in the next video. And up until that next video, of course, as always, stay safe out there.